Hello everyone and welcome. Today we talk about Switch the second, how I like to call it. Everyone talks about it. And I really have to say it from the beginning. So if you watch some videos about Switch the seconds from big YouTubers, they talk about the price and stuff and they are like outraged and they are millionaires, Like, yeah, I get it, but it's so strange to hear it from you. And I will see you with maybe all the games from the release day with 3 or 4 system in your house. Oh, the Switch 2, it's so good. I really like it, but it's expensive. Oh yeah, tell me more. Tell me more, because I have to pay a fucking rent. This kind of stuff. Just that was just some stuff that I had in my mind. Like. eh. And don't get me wrong, I agree with them, but it's so hilarious to hear it from them. The guy with the big pockets. And I don't want to be rude with them, but you get me. You get me. They have money and they complain about money stuff. Like it, it's strange. That's all. And yeah, the prices are stupidly high. I mean, Nintendo does that fucking thing. They release the screen with LCD. Oh, we have a better LCD version. Who the fuck cares? No one asked for that. Everyone said, "Oh, I want OLED," because when you saw the OLED on the first Switch the first. I'll continue calling them like they are kings or queens. Prince Henry the Second. I don't know. I don't know princes or queens and so on. It's just stupid names that I bring on. Um, okay, what I wanted to say with that is everyone liked the OLED panel on the Switch, and everyone expected that the Switch 2 will come with that. Instead, they put a fucking LCD. A better LCD improved and so on. Why? I know why. You will sell that piece of shit, and after 2 or 3 years, you will refresh the hype with a new system that has a larger battery and bigger screen OLED, like you did the first time. It's not good. And you could say Steam Deck did the same, but for Steam Deck, I must say it was the first console for Steam. They tried to figure it out. Okay, so here I had to make a cut because I had problems pronunciation a word. I was like, how I pronounce this word? So I wanted to cut the cringe out. And I wanted to talk here about Valve and Steam Deck because also Valve had the Steam Deck first with LCD and after that they refreshed it with an OLED, similar with what Nintendo did with the Switch. But I don't expect Valve to do that again with the next Steam Deck version, like Steam Deck the second. I think if we will see Steam Deck with LCD again, I think will be more of a budget version for indie games and emulation stuff, and will have a better battery life. Like because because the chip is not that powerful. But if I'm remembering well, OLED consumes less power because when you play something in the dark with low lights, they close the pixel and the consumption is lowered. So for a budget Steam Deck, I'm thinking also they will gonna use OLED for the best performance. Like, hey, we have this thing made for you to last long, like like a Nintendo DS. Because if you remember, Nintendo DS had a very long battery. You charge it, and after that you play many hours, like over 10 hours. I still have my Nintendo DS near my bed, so if I want to play something, I just do that. And the battery doesn't drain out. So it's pretty cool to have such long battery life for a handheld, because that made the handheld what it is. Something portable, not to make a break to just play it. I'm sometimes uh, I have to travel with the train, and the train in my country is very slow, so it takes a lot. And I take all the time the Steam Deck. Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck. I take all the time the Switch Lite. I wanted to say sorry. So all the time I take the Switch Lite with me. The road most of the time is 4 hours, and most of the time from what I play on the Switch Lite on in train, I have battery, and I also have a, a socket to put the charger and charge my Switch while I'm playing in the train. So it's not such a problem. But sometimes you want that independence, not to where is a power outlet so I can charge my device. Okay, guys, continuing about Nintendo and the Switch the second, closing this subject about releasing an inferior version intentionally just to resell it again. Nintendo, in my eyes, will look like shit. I really don't like this kind of stuff. I understood the first time because this is how you release the console, and after that you think, how can you improve it? But now you know how to improve it, and you don't sell that improvement on the next system. You gate it behind a paywall for a newer version. So no, this kind of stuff is you should not. Having this in mind, you should think not to buy the Switch in the first years. 100% an OLED version will come, which will be better. Maybe you'll have a bigger storage size. For sure, the display will be bigger, like how did with the first OLED, and the battery, the screen, and the storage will be improved for sure. So you don't have an actual reason to rush to buy the Switch 2 if you have that in mind and want that. Okay, so now talking about the games and the prices, I think Nintendo with Mario Kart World is trying to make buyers feel like they are getting a bargain, buying the bundle with the console and the game, because you are more inclined as a buyer to buy something when you know it's a better price. But that thing is made artificially because Nintendo choose to put the price so up, and they also try to see how much they can go with the prices. Like you're trying the waters, how high the price can be. The the fans are the most of the time when a company, a corporation, how we want to call it, is pushing the prices. They are testing the limits of their fan base, and most of the time the fan base is the worst thing for a game. Most of the time, because they are eating all that shit that is putting in their face because they love the franchise, they love the game from these companies that only look for profit because they don't work for free. You get me? They are not interested in making some profit. They are interested to make big profit. So closing the subject with the prices of the games, I think Nintendo is just making an experiment. I hope people have some brain not to rush and buy these overpriced games because that will encourage the industry to go forward with this kind of prices. So I really hope everyone keeps calm, use their head, wait for a better price for the industry not going for higher prices than 70, because even 70 for me is like, why? Because many of us anyway we wait for games to go on sale or to get a better deal. And talking about the console itself, I still feel the Switch 2, the console, is overpriced for the power that it gives. You are getting very close, and sometimes it's the price of a PlayStation 5, a regular PlayStation 5, which has 1 tera memory storage, and is more powerful, much more powerful. And you already have the games that you'll get on the Switch. So, all right. So now talking about the games that are coming with this new system, the first category is the old games with the upgrade. I don't talk about the old games that were not released on the Switch. I'm talking about the games that were released on Switch and they are getting an upgrade, paid upgrade, paid upgrade. For Legend of Zelda, you pay for an improvement in frame rate and a higher resolution. So this is this kind of stuff that you pay for. And to use a fucking companion app, really? For me, that is just stupid. The upgrades for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom should be free. frame rate and resolution. I don't see something else. And if you tell me about that stupid app, I don't want to hear it. I don't care about this. And there are other updates there where they are pushing some new content. In a way, I understand that. At least they give something to play. You get me? And about the third-party games that were never released on Switch, like Elden Ring, you'll get an inferior version on a full price of an older game, you know? In a way, I understand. Maybe you just play only on the Switch, only on the Nintendo console, so you don't have a good PC or another console to play that game. So now it's your chance. But let me put it this way: for the others that are not Nintendo console user only, we don't pay on PC to change the settings in the game. Do you understand how bad the console are? Because I'm not talking only about Nintendo. I'm talking about PlayStation, Xbox, and so on. Sorry, that's all of them. And on PC, you just change the settings if you want higher resolution. Change the setting if you want higher frame rates. You know, maybe you create your own performance mode, looking the game as you want. You know, and I really that was the thing that made me focus more on PC gaming, not looking to buy PS5 or Xbox games anymore. So see what I'm talking about? They are charging us for fucking game settings on a new system. So in this case, you buy a new PC, you just change the settings, your game runs better. On a console, you have to pay for an update or to pay for another version of that game, a remaster of something. So, no, this is bullshit. I'm really tired of this kind of paid upgrades. And no, again, no. And what was something else? I wanted to talk about the new games. What are the new games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch? Exclusive. I don't want to talk about Pokemon because ZA will come on the first Switch in the first place, so it's not a system seller. Oh, but I want the best improvements and so on. Dude, this console is weak. So when I say it's weak, the Switch 2 is weak, you can say it in two ways. Based on the price you pay for and based on the comparison between the other consoles. So we don't talk about this comparison between other consoles, we talk about uh, based on how much you pay. I expected a cheaper Nintendo Switch, but if you think that they push the prices of the games based on the hype that everyone is looking to buy a new Switch, they also push the price of the console. It's simple. And I expected for what I expected, because I didn't say what I expected. I expected for 400 euros for an OLED version with no game included. So cheaper with 50 euros and with OLED. That's what I expected. Without OLED, I expected to be 350 euros. So you get me? Between those prices, 350 and 400 euros. And now talking about in the first part, I've kind of said why I'm not that hyped for the new system anymore because of the hardware. I'm gonna wait for the OLED version, and in the meanwhile, I will get games that I actually want to play. Because now I'm not interested in the new system based off the games that were gonna be released. I'm not gonna look for older games that are released for the first time, like Elden Ring and Street Fighter. I have that on other console, on PC, and so on. I'm not interested to play it again. Baldur's Gate 3, please release it everywhere. I want that game everywhere. Okay, continuing. You get two games that should be system seller exclusive stuff. Some Kirby game and Mario Kart World. I'm not into that kind of games. I enjoy playing them, but it's not like those games are more focused for friends, to have friends to play with. or maybe you really love that genre of card games. So in my case is another big no. Just wait, see how the things are going. Maybe the console has problems, you know. Don't rush to pre-order something without knowing what you actually buy, you know. You just expect to be everything good and works, but just wait a little bit, see how the reviews are going, what the people think about the console and so on. And I don't have something in mind. Oh, I almost forgot to talk about the game chat, the chat button, the C button. They they ask you for a paid membership to have to talk with your friends when you play. I mean, I play. Let me put it this way. Let's ignore the fact that Discord exists for 1 second. On PlayStation, Xbox, you don't need to have a paid subscription to make a group call with your friends. You don't have to. On Switch, you need a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. It will be free for 1 year because it will be in testing. So they also want you to get used using it, so you feel more inclined to buy that subscription, Nintendo Online. No. Oh, and talking about that subscription, they put some upgrades for the games that I talked before, like Legend of Zelda, behind the expansion pass. So, really? I mean, okay, you get something, but it's based on subscription. You get me? I'm also not into that. They put something behind paywalls that should be free. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, and I didn't talk about the that cartridge with a code inside to put in your system to be able to download the game. I think that's bullshit. I don't want to get into that more. Why to have that in the first place? You get me? I mean, if it's physical, why to bother downloading the game? Just put the full game there and that's it. At least make those key games cheaper, because I understand that based on how big the game it is, it requires a higher storage cartridge that costs more. So at least make the physical games cheaper. And that's it, guys. I don't think I missed something. I actually think I miss a lot. I have this kind of stuff like when you are going outside, when you leave your house and you close the door. I let the gas open so my house explode when I'm gone. I closed all the doors. This kind of stuff. I feel like I miss something, but I think I talk about the important stuff. So again, that was my take. Thank you for watching. I'm really into waiting for more news about the new system. Maybe I will find something more interesting later this year. I'm really looking forward. As I said, I'm not gonna buying it, but the more you know, the better. And thanks you for watching. Like and subscribe, please, and really give me your thoughts about the Switch 2. I'm really curious to see in which category are you. You are a big fan Nintendo, and you are eager to buy it, or you are like me waiting for the better prices for the games, the OLED version, as I said, and just what games you would like to see. I'm very curious. As I said, I really want Baldur's Gate 3 on the Switch, and Anno. I really want Anno on Switch, and Age of Empires. You have that mouse thing on the Joy-Con. Put Age of Empires on Switch, please. That kind of game I can play it anywhere. Put it on the phone. I like it. For me, there are chill games that I can enjoy. You know. So, see you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye bye. Sayonara. Matane.